Yeah, we're going to talk about it. So, this weekend, there was a fight between Trevor Bryan, who just so happens to be, let's go look him up. Let's go look him up. Let's see. Who just so happens to be a Don King fighter, by the way. 20-0 with 14 KOs, 28 years old, from New York. No known names that you may know of, or for example, oh God! I'm sorry. Trevor Bryan is our WBA interim champion. When you're an interim champion, you're a champion. That means you're a champion because of either the regular champion. Well, in this case, they have a regular belt. We got to talk about it all. But what's really bothering me is I was going to pay to watch the fight. That's how interested I was to see this shit. I've heard about the rumors over the last maybe 4 weeks or so that the WBA was going to make this for a championship. And I didn't say, when I first heard it, I didn't say, man, fuck out of here. No, they not. I just said, oh, shit, for real. Oh, my God, they tripping. But let's just go. And I know you probably see it there, just like piercing. It's piercing. It's right there. It's in your face. It's in your face. How did this become a title shot? 44-33. Sandy Soto. Poor old Sandy Soto. Mrs. Soto. Mrs. Soto. The kids. In the circle, Mrs. Soto. What is this mess? Francois. Francois. Is that how you spell Francois Russell? How you got a French American name? Are these people real? Look, no. He's 3-28 now. He was 3-24. He's 3-28. So I guess that when Trevor Bryan, and this is no disrespect to him, but it's like, what the fuck, bro? He got to be thinking like, yo, I ain't do shit. I'm a motherfucking world champion in this motherfucker. I want AJ. What in the world is this? This guy right here, by the way, is the WBA president. You pay him some money, or like Shane Mosley proved, you go chill with him at a barbecue down in Venezuela. You're going to get a WBA title. He'll probably give you this belt. He'll slap your name on here, engrave that shit in the shed, in the back, in the back garage. The reason why this is important is, for example, they have. Let's go take a look around. This is the WBA website. It's a very nice and well kept website too, by the way. They even send out newsletters, not as frequent as they used to. For example, normally they would send out a newsletter when they sanction a fight to be for a belt. But this one, they tried to sneak it in. For example, this fight wasn't even televised nowhere. Here is me and some other Twitterers tweeting, looking for a way to watch the fight. Every now and then you'll get like an off-brand type stream where you can like go watch the fight for like $9.99 or some shit. You know, I know here in Philly, Pelt's Boxing do it. So I was thinking, okay, all right, I'll bite the bullet. This is me tweeting about it a couple days ago. I was like, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to do it for the people. What I was going to do was do a normal post-fight video like I do. And I was like, you know, going to talk about the same shit I talk about now. It's like, how the fuck is this shit for a WBA world title? Don King announced today that the WBA boxing has sanctioned Flores Bryan bout on Saturday to be contested for the WBA World Interim Heavyweight Championship on the basis that Manuel Charr Fres Oquendo is still in litigation. And Manuel Charr and Fres Oquendo are supposed to fight, by the way, on the September the 29th. But either way, BJ Flores, even though these guys are they shouldn't be fighting for a title, man. Let's go look at it. They have, don't you know they have 4 cruiserweight champions? You know how it works when you're a champion, right? You pay them to be their champion. So it's like the boxers are paying the sanctioning fees. They making a killing. Anthony Joshua's the super champion. Manuel Charr's the world champion. Fres Oquendo's facing Emmanuel Charr. Gerald Big Baby Miller and Dylan White want Manuel Charr, but Manuel Charr's got to fight Oquendo. Oquendo can't go nowhere because he's got that damn court order. In fact, you know what? This is what the WBA president said 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? About 3 years ago. Listen. You pissed me off, Gilberto.
World boxing fans, as promised, I'm going to explain the status of the heavyweight division. We have currently 3 world champions. Tyson Fury as the super champion, Ruslan Chagaev as the regular champion, and Luis Ortiz as the interim champion. In order to have one champion like everybody's expecting from the WBA and like everybody wants, we have set the following tournament. Ruslan Chagaev will face Lucas Brownie on March the 5th in Germany. The winner must take Fres Oquendo, who by a US court order earned his right to this fight. The next group will start with a fight between Vladimir Klitschko and Tyson Fury. When Klitschko and Fury met the first time, there was a contract approved by the WBA that had a rematch clause.
Now, I can explain all of this shit, but it's going to take me a long time to explain it in detail. But I will go ahead and do it in a more concise fashion. So you had Ruslan Chagaev lose to Lucas Brown. Lucas Brown failed the drug test. They went to Ruslan Chagaev, the WBA, and said, hey, listen, you could be champion again. Lucas Brown failed the drug test. He said, nah, I'm cool. I'm retired. Then it was supposed to be Tyson Fury versus, Shannon Briggs versus Fres Oquendo. But then Shannon Briggs failed the drug test. Fres Oquendo can't go nowhere because he's got that court order. Meanwhile, Luis Ortiz and Alexander Ustinov were supposed to fight, but they didn't fight because Luis Ortiz goes after Deontay Wilder, later on loses. Something happens with Alexander Ustinov, I forgot. Remember, these two fight for the first time. Fury wins. It's supposed to be a rematch. Fury retires. Vladimir Klitschko, and then it's when Klitschko versus AJ happens for the super title. And a whole bunch of other bullshit happens in between it. But nonetheless, this belt is still around because of some court order with Fres Oquendo. But the fact that they're making an interim for it is just is bullshit. The interim belt should not exist. Period. Damn it. Hold on. I'm trying to get over to the screen. Oh, here we are. All right. There we go. My bad. Wait, where am I at? Right here. All right. There we go. But, you know, that's not even... Let's go to look at another issue, for example. They have a champion in recess in Denis Lebedev, who should have lost that belt. It should have been on the line against Marat Gassiev, by the way. But nonetheless, he's still the champion in recess because he was injured. You have Babet Shumanov, who's the world champion. You have Alexander Usyk, who's the super world champion. But Denis Lebedev's belt is kind of over Usyk's because he never lost it, and he's the mandatory for Usyk if he chooses to be. Then you have this guy right here, who's the interim champion. I think you get my point, man. I'm getting kind of upset watching all this shit unfold.
Respect.
Let's go back.
So, the next group will start with a fight between Vladimir Klitschko and Tyson Fury. When Klitschko and Fury met the first time, there was a contract approved by the WBA that had a rematch clause that we pretend to respect. So, the winner of this fight will have to face Luis Ortiz against Alexander Ustinov, that a fight that was called for negotiations, and the end period will be February 4. In any case that they don't reach an agreement, we will have a purse bid that will determine the date and the place of this fight. Winners of the two groups will face for the World Championship, and the WBA will have only one champion, as everybody expects.
Shut up! You shut up! It's a true story, though. Shane Mosley was close to being the mandatory for Lamont Peterson. Okay, he was close to being, if I'm correct. Shane Mosley went to a barbecue with this guy. He came back to be in an eliminator against, what was that guy's name that fought? I always get him and Dzan Zakotakanen mixed up. That fought Lamont Peterson. Long story short, this guy's shady, man. Something don't sit right with me about him. People talk about the WBC. The WBC is way more better than this guy, and the WBA is the oldest organization. WBC following in second. Anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.